UNC versus UVA tomorrow. If, and it's a big if, but if, UNC is going to go on a magic run, which is one of their few options left, right? Kind of win out the rest of the regular season, hit the ACC tournament, make a run, and either win the tournament to guarantee your chance in the NCAA tournament, or hopefully that the bubble gods look upon you favorably and you sneak in as an at-large. If you're going to go on a magic run, it's time, right? It's the Braveheart moment. Hold. Now it's time. Time to go. The stretch of basketball that UNC played from January 18th to this past most recent Wednesday against NC State was not good. Right? I said it earlier. I've been out for 2 weeks on paternity leave. Didn't mean the games weren't on. It was just they were on in the background while changing diapers and stuff. And I was watching UNC. I was watching Duke. I was watching NC State. And I'm hoping for something new, something different, something in those 2 weeks to change. And for most of it, watching UNC, not a ton different. Just like, they're still struggling. The big difference was like Ian Jackson actually forgot how to score, which was weird. And then I'm watching on Wednesday, and I'm like, wait a minute here. There's some life. The first half specifically against NC State was the best UNC has looked in a long while. Dare I say, they had some quintessential classic UNC moments. Running off a made bucket. Getting 2-3 consecutive turnovers while NC State was in the backcourt and turning that into a 6, 7, 8-point run quick for UNC.
It felt like Carolina basketball.
I almost don't want to say it too loud lest the basketball gods hear us.
Hey, I said it a bunch yesterday. It looked like Carolina basketball.
There were moments where you could have been watching a UNC team 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Now, those moments weren't the entire game. Like I said, second half there was some aggression, but you showed flashes. That has to be a turning point for you. Hubert Davis should play that in film and just go, see? You can do it. This is what I've been asking you to do. If that's the turning point, that's fantastic. And I like the way Hubert Davis is reacting to it to the media, right? He's stopped taking the bait. Right? Remember a couple of weeks ago, it was actually three and a half weeks ago maybe, he made the comments about we're going to get a GM, we're going to get a recruiting coordinator. The way that Carolina basketball is structured doesn't work anymore. It was on his radio show. Mm-hmm. Now if you ask him about those very same things, he goes, no comment on it, I'm focusing on basketball.
He said we twisted things, though.
Yeah.
He did say that.
If you say things, people are going to talk about them. How crazy is that? But perfect. Even better. If you think we twisted it, stop answering the questions and just play basketball. Go us against the world, right? Who cares what we're saying? Did we twist the words? Did we not twist the words? Who cares what words we're saying? It's you that has to fix you right now. Do you know what? Here's something that coaches tell players in different words all the time. Media can twist words. Media can twist intonation, right? They can miss sarcasm. Oh, I was joking when I said that. Obviously, they didn't catch the joke. Oh, I meant this person. I said that person's name. It happens to all of us. You know what we can't twist? Final scores. We can't come in and go, UNC won when they lost by 12. We can't twist that. We can't come in and say UNC lost when you won by 17 or whatever it was. We can't twist that. That's what you focus on. UVA tomorrow, what does UVA do? They're going to try everything in their power to frustrate the heck out of you because they're Virginia. They aren't as good at it this year as they've been in years. In years past, it used to be inevitable. You're playing Virginia, you're going to hate your life for 2.5 hours. It's not as inevitable anymore, at least not this year, first year under interim head coach Ron Sanchez, but they're going to try. And if I'm UNC, I'm looking at those moments, those flashes that Dennis and I were just talking about where it looked like Carolina basketball, and I'm focusing on that. I like the way the announcers put it, right? They hung 100 in the first half on NC State. You didn't do that by overthinking things. You didn't do that by trying to be too fancy. What you did was you defended great on the perimeter, got out in transition, got turnovers in the backcourt, got easy buckets. Run and score. That is your game. UNC, hate to tell you, you're not going to be a defensive monster this year. You just can't with that roster. Take chances. Go for steals. Right? I think of it kind of like a bad, or not a bad, but a boom or bust football defense. You're going to give up the touchdown anyway. You might as well try to jump the route. Who cares if it's a 60-yard touchdown or if it's a 6-play, 10-yard per play drive touchdown? If your defense isn't good enough to stop them, take the chance. You might get a pick six. I don't know when it became like the thing of the day for Kevin Keats uses it all the time, ironically, NC State, to say, our turnovers weren't just turnovers, they were pick sixes. You're giving up a turnover that leads directly to a transition bucket. UNC should be going for pick sixes. That's when they felt like Carolina. The other thing I've learned, and by the way, just to throw it out there, NC State was one of the best in the country at protecting the basketball, and they were forcing pick sixes against them. I think they were 7th in turnovers per game nationally. If you can do that to UNC, you can do it to NC State, you can do it to Virginia, you can do it to a bunch of other teams. The other thing that was super noticeable over the last however many weeks I've been on paternity leave watching as a fan, UNC is a momentum team. They are a team that when their sails are inflated, they go. When their sails are inflated, RJ Davis gets to the free throw line more. Ian Jackson shoots better. Cade Tyson came off the bench and knocked down some threes just because the vibes were high. They are a momentum team. 2 steals, 2 easy buckets. They are a different team than when they're trying to grind out a win. And I don't know if that's the best way. Like, you want your team to be able to win with their C game, or when their sails aren't inflated. You want them to be able to grind. But if it's not you, it's not you. Right? Again, I'll relate it back to football because that's where my experience is. If a coach knows a team is a momentum team, you got to take shots downfield early. Right? You have to try to get momentum on your side if you are a streaky team. I've never seen a team that needs to be aggressive more than UNC. You just don't. In years past, yeah, if you wanted to go Armando Bacot, use the entire shot clock and get either a tough leaning and one off the glass from 2 feet away, or a kick out with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, you could do that in the past. This year, it's not that. Good shot, let it fly. Seth Trimble rebound. I'm a big fan of Seth Trimble, the way he's playing recently.
Oh, yeah.
Crashing the boards, tip-ins at 6'3". The amount of times that you're just watching like a scrum at the bucket and one hand is like 7-8 inches higher than every other hand that's going for the rebound, and you expect it to be Withers. You expect it to be the other team's center, and then on the replay, it's like, oh, that was Seth Trimble. Dude's got springs in his legs. Keep doing that. Which means, there's got to be other guys dropping into defense. I'm looking at Cadeau. I'm looking at Ian Jackson. If Seth Trimble's crashing from the perimeter, make sure you have someone back. But get the momentum on your side and ride that wave if you're a streaky team like UNC is.
And one thing that North Carolina has done, they did a lot against Syracuse, and they did the same thing against NC State, was they do it oftentimes after they make free throws. They go in that 1-2-1-1 press, especially when they have 3 or 4 guards out there on the floor. Say, hey, you know what? We don't have to worry about playing half-court defense if we're causing turnovers right here.
And yeah, exactly. When you're playing, especially when they go to the 4-guard lineup, there's a good chance you're going to give up a high percentage look on the other end. So you might as well take your chances in the backcourt. It's exactly what I'm saying. And by the way, if of your 5 best players, 4 of them are guards, don't be afraid to play them. It's modern basketball. This isn't 1960 where you're like, well, we need 2 tall guys. We need to put them on the baseline, and we have 3 smaller, quick guys that can only dribble with their right hand. This is 2025. Positionless basketball. Go crazy.